Spoiler alert, episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again saw the ending of Muse, and we gotta talk about why people are kind of upset about this. There's a lot we're going to get into surrounding this episode, the choices that they made with this character, and just kind of things maybe behind the scenes as well. We're gonna go over the good, the bad, and the ugly with the whole situation, and let's get right into it. Guys, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 3,000 subs. We're actually getting so close. Also, leave your comments down below. I read every single one. I most likely will respond, and let me know what you thought about episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again. All right, so let's talk about Muse. I think a lot of the frustration is the fact that Muse was introduced kind of midway through the season. We saw very brief glimpses of him putting up his graffiti, and the first time that we actually saw him was when he talked to Heather at the book signing. I can't remember exactly what episode that was. I'm thinking it's maybe episode 2, 3, or 4, one of those. But we got that moment, and then we just never picked up on it until now. I was getting really excited because I was looking forward to this triangle between Fisk and Vanessa, having Heather as their therapist, Matt being Heather's girlfriend or boyfriend, and then you would have Muse also being a patient of Heather. And yes, we did get that, but a lot of it maybe felt quick or rushed. If you lay it out on paper, it definitely does look a little bit rushed. You've got Heather meeting Muse, you've got Daredevil fighting Muse, and then you've got this episode. Just 3 episodes for who we thought was going to be the titular villain of the whole season. Now, in my eyes, I think this is okay for multiple reasons. First off, the relationship between Matt and Fisk is kind of leading the charge for me. I was very excited to see Muse, and I think we got a good portion of him. I just think that there was a lot more that needed to be explored. Matt and Muse never had any discussion whatsoever, and when we find out that Muse has killed all of these people, we reach the ending of the story very quick. And in all honesty, I think it was done really well. I just would have loved maybe an episode or 2 or 3 just delving into more of him as a character. The way they did it very quickly felt kind of cliche, but I'm not too mad about it. Some people may be big fans of Muse from the comics. I personally, this is my first real introduction to the character, so I don't feel too hurt by it. And as great as this show is, there are some shortcomings, and that does involve the supporting cast. You've got Cherry, you've got Kirsten, and you got Muse. You've also got the detective and a couple other characters that we don't really spend a lot of time with. I think I said it in one video that it was kind of a bonus to have this many characters, but now we're kind of seeing the side effects of it, but I don't think it's too far gone yet to the point where we can call it a misstep. The actual fight scene with Muse at the end was great. I love the harpoon move that he does. I thought that was really, really cool, and the fact that Heather is the one who puts him down is even more poetic. I've seen some suggestions that there's going to be a resurrection of Muse, but not this version of him, but Heather actually taking up the moniker, because there is a female Muse in the comics supposedly. I think this is kind of cool because it sets up like a PTSD thing for her, and maybe she'll become a villain for Matt. I mean, we've seen Matt's love interests become villains before. They were even going to do a Typhoid Mary story with the love interest being a villain in the original Daredevil season 4. So I know it's like a tinfoil hat theory, but what if they turn Heather into the second incarnation of Muse? All of that being said, I think the reason for this is strictly because of the reshoots and the reworking of this show. Now, it's very easy to tell where this show is using footage from the original shot stuff and the new stuff. The first episode felt like it was completely new and not really connected to the rest, but sets up the story that's about to be told. There's a reason we have Kirsten and Cherry versus having Foggy and Karen. They weren't originally coming back, so they told a story and just replaced them. That original story has Muse in it, probably as the main villain, culminating in what we just saw maybe being the final episode. And thank God they reworked it, because people would have been very upset. It feels like most, if not all, of the original plot lines from that original version of the show have kind of been told already. And I think that's really exciting, because these last 2 episodes are supposedly the 2 best ones, and they're completely new, not using anything from the previously written version. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit here and say that even though the Muse stuff was kind of rushed, I think it works. That might be a hot take, but the way they've been able to Frankenstein this show using as much as possible from that original shoot and then reworking their new story in is extremely impressive, because it's actually working. This episode did feel very fast to me, and I'm not saying that's always a bad thing, but if we look at the grand scheme of things, it seems to be okay. I am, however, completely over the 40, 39-minute episodes. I think they need to be 50 minutes to an hour minimum. Hopefully they take that into account for season 2, where they're actually able to tell the story that they want to tell without all of the crazy rewrites and stuff. So yeah, I totally agree with people saying that the Muse stuff was very rushed. Do I think it was bad? No. Rushed? Yes. I think we need to take a step back and realize they've made this cohesive. They've made it work. And while if you look close enough, you can definitely tell the new stuff versus the old stuff. They've meshed it well enough to where we can kind of move past it. And I have to reiterate again, I don't think it's bad. In a show with very, very high expectations that seems to be knocking it out of the park, this little misstep, for lack of a better term, is not deal breaking. It's unfortunate, and if you're a fan of the Muse character, maybe we do get a reincarnation of him for a later season or a new person taking up the moniker. I will say, however, that the speed of the episode kind of made me not think about it as much. But overall, Muse and Matt never talking, Heather meeting him once and then revealing his big plan felt very cliche, but it is what it is. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. That's what's most important. Leave your comments right now as I'm wrapping up this video. Did you think this Muse stuff was really rushed? Did you think it was well told? Do you think it was just kind of a stepping stone for Matt to become Daredevil again? Leave your thoughts, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon.